Creating YouTube videos 101. Make sure you turn on your mic.
Face to face in this trashy bar. Another glass and I am going places. Makes me laugh about the irony of everything.
Hi everyone, it's Dia with Eat, Run, Plan, Repeat, and as you could tell from the intro, today's video is going to be about my YouTube filming setup. So I've been meaning to make this video for a while now. I've been asked several times about what camera I use, what lighting I use, and how I set things up. And the reason I'm choosing to do this now is because I am going to be moving into a different room. My son is heading off to college and his room is going to become the guest room / YouTube room. And I just wanted to show anybody out there who's looking to start a YouTube channel and feels like they don't have this space that you can work with what you have. If you watched my very first videos, you would know that I was in my own home office and I was able to have my own space and everything set up all the time. But since moving to San Diego a few years ago, we had to downsize drastically. And the only space I really have to record where it's kind of quiet, because like right now you can hear my dogs pounding on the door, is my bedroom. Believe me, it's awkward filming on my bed sometimes with studio lights set up, but it is what it is, and this is what I have to use right now. But I am very excited to get into my new space. When I do move into my new room, I am going to be upgrading a few things, so I thought I would show you what I've been working with for the past few years. So let's start with the camera. For those of you who don't know, I am a photographer. I mainly shoot weddings, so I have the Nikon D810, which is a very expensive camera, and I actually would not recommend it for video. While it does record very high quality video, it's very heavy, expensive, and not very easy to use, especially when it comes to focusing. Yes, I know it's an amazing camera, but like I said, it wasn't the easiest to work with when it came to filming, but that's what I had, so that's what I used. So even though I am a Nikon girl, when it came to video and after I researched some stuff, I ended up buying a Canon. So now I use the Canon M50 and I'm just using the kit lens that came with it. It is the 15 to 45 millimeter lens, and I don't get as much depth of field as I did in the past, but that's okay because the trade-off is worth it. The auto-focusing system on this camera is amazing and it's fast. A couple of other things that I love about this camera is that it does have a flip-out screen, so I can see myself while I'm recording. That's always a big bonus. It is a mirrorless camera, making it a lot lighter and easier to carry around. And the quality on this camera is amazing. It works really well in low light, and I feel like my videos are super sharp. And it's not even just the videos, the pictures too. It takes pretty decent pictures. It's not my Nikon D810, but when I'm traveling, it's just so much easier to have this one camera with me and know that it can handle video and pictures. One of the major bonuses about this camera, besides it being a very reasonable price, is that it can also connect to your phone or your computer or your tablet wirelessly. I was at my daughter's cheer camp the other day and I recorded one of their performances, and it was really cool because I was able to just step aside, download the video to my camera, kind of edit it and crop it a little and send it directly to the coach so she could see it right then, and the quality on the phone looked amazing. Now let's talk a little bit about lenses. When I first started filming, I did use my 50mm 1.8 Nikon lens on my Nikon camera. I loved the depth of field that that lens gave me, but like I said, I had to usually focus on one point and then go turn on my camera and then record. And if I do move around a lot, so if I happen to move out of focus, I didn't know because I didn't have a little flip out screen and I didn't always have it connected to a monitor, so I would end up recording a whole video blurry and then end up having to redo it. The 50mm is an amazing starter lens because it is in the lower dollar range, but the issue I had with it is in order to get, say, you know, this portion of my body, I would have to back the camera up pretty far, and that made it hard to project my voice into the camera because I didn't have a mic at the time. So not only for videos, but also for my photography, I invested in a Tamron 35mm 1.8. I love this lens for photography, and I also loved it on my camera for videos. I didn't have to put the camera so far away from me, and I just like the look that it gave. So currently, as I mentioned before, I'm using the kit lens that came with this camera. It's a 15 to 45mm lens, and it only goes down to a 3.5 f stop, so I don't get that beautiful blur like I used to in the background, but I'm okay with that. I probably will eventually get a new lens for this camera, but I guess it's fairly new, so there aren't that many lenses out there for it. It doesn't fit the same lenses as the regular Canon DSLRs, although you can buy an adapter to do that. I just feel like it's such a tiny compact camera and I don't want to put these big huge lenses on it, and that would kind of defeat the purpose of making it light and easy to use. So an important thing for me was the tripod. In the past, I have made the mistake of setting my cameras on books or even on a trash can one time, and they did fall. I've shattered my screens, I've dented my cameras, so I never trust my camera to being set on anything anymore. I guess if you're indoors and you have carpet and you don't have it too high off the ground, you can set it on something. But seriously, you can get a tripod for a pretty decent price. I'm pretty sure mine was around $35. They sell them at Best Buy, they sell them at Walmart. If you're just using it as a stationary tripod to film yourself just like this, you really don't need anything too heavy duty. This one is the Sunpack Ultra 6000. I mentioned before when I first started recording videos that all I did was spoke into the microphone that came with my camera. There was one point where I did one of those hacks where I got my iPhone headphones and cut off the little earpiece and kind of used it as like a lapel mic. That worked a lot. The only thing I didn't like about that is I had to record it to my phone, and sometimes syncing it to the computer was just an extra step I didn't feel like taking. So recently I bought the Rode mic. This one is the Video Micro, and I believe it cost around $50 to $60. I'll leave the link down below for that. It comes with a little dead cat on it for canceling out any wind or extra noise. I just set it on top of my camera. The thing that I like about it is that it is powered by the camera and you don't have to worry about turning it on and off. Next, I want to talk about my light. I'm currently using two Limo Studio lights. I have one set up here and one set up here. Each one has 4 lights inside of it and then a softbox around it. I honestly can't remember how much I paid for these offhand, but I will leave a link for them down below. I know I was using natural light most of the time and some other little cheap lights, $12 lights that I had rigged together back in my old studio, but these ones have been working well for me and they weren't too expensive. I would love to get a ring light. That's next on my list. And to hold up my lights, I have 2 inexpensive stands that I purchased on Amazon, and of course I will link those down below as well. Just so you know, when it comes to these light stands, they last for years. I had a pair of light stands that lasted about 12 years until somebody knocked one of them over. Actually, it was a dog. A dog knocked one of them over and broke it, but other than that, they weren't anything expensive and they lasted a very long time. And finally, it's not a part of my recording, but it is a part of the video editing process. I use Final Cut Pro and I do have an iMac. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it maybe a little bit helpful. If you have any questions about starting your YouTube channel or anything else that I did in the beginning to start my channel, go ahead and leave the comments down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you did like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified. I do post lifestyle and organization videos every Monday and Thursday. As always, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.
Another drink and I'll go anywhere. The way you smell, like a flash in the universe. You